Sean Barker here at Coach's Corner to cover some exercise tips for you today to really make sure you're working that hamstrings, glutes in the hip hinge exercise progressions. Knowing that a hip hinge is critical so you don't hurt your lower back, but you put the tension on the right muscles, specifically on the back of the lower legs. Okay, so hip hinge tips involves usually any deadlift exercise progressions, whether you're going barbell, dumbbell, or even body weight. You want to get your feet hip width apart. You want a slight knee bend. Okay, we want a slight break in the hips to start. So think about sort of slicing your body in half. Put your hands on your hip bones. Make sure your toes are pointing straight ahead. Soft knees, just a little bit. The very first thing you want to think about is pushing your hips back. Back, 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 back. And automatically you should feel a nice stretch on your hamstrings right here. There should be this angle from knee to hip. What we don't want to do is squat the movement. That's the biggest mistake people make. We want to focus on the backside, hamstrings and glutes, not our quads in this case, like a squat, okay? So, hinging at the hips. Set it up, feet are hip width apart, toes point straight ahead. Slight knee bend, slight hip bend. The very first thing that moves is think about reaching your butt back towards the wall as you look sort of straight ahead but slightly at the floor ahead. Keep that head and neck in a good alignment. When you're doing it right, you should have a nice neutral lower back and a nice stretch here. Then you push back as far as you're comfortable. Now, then you progress it by holding a kettlebell, two kettlebells, two dumbbells with long arms that go down the lower legs, okay? So now we set it up just the same, knee bend. You want to keep those dumbbells on your legs as you push your hips back, and you want to lower those dumbbells to around mid-shin. You don't want to go too low, okay? Because then you're going to start rounding at the lower back. Look straight ahead at the floor. Push through your heels to stand up, squeeze your backside tight. Abs are tight, you're locked out here. And again, hips back, keep the dumbbells grazing the legs to mid-shin. Weight should be on your heels at the bottom, but don't let your toes come up, okay? Really grip the toes to the floor, even though the weight's on your heels. Stand straight up, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abs tight, but don't push your hips forward like this. Just lock it out nice and straight. Keep the hands and arms and dumbbells held down, okay? Then you can progress it with weight. You can hold for more time at the bottom. But that is just sort of the intro progression position to learn how to hinge at the hips. So you can do the Romanian deadlifts or the dead stop deadlifts from the floor with a heavier kettlebell, an elevated surface, or even if you're obviously lifting with a barbell. Okay? That is how you hinge at the hips properly, safely, and effectively. Progress it with weight, a little bit extra time and tempo. Sean Barker signing off with your exercise tips of the day from Coach's Corner. We'll see you next time.